My name is Sage, and I'm going to tell you the story of the Worry Wizard. Many years ago, in a very small town, a young boy named Wendell lived with his mum and dad. Wendell was a very mischievous young boy, both in and out of grade school. Wendell was very jealous of his classmates in school. If someone got a better grade than him on an exam, Wendell would throw a paper airplane at him in class when the teacher wasn't looking. If a teammate scored more goals than him at practice, Wendell would try to trip him on the playing field. He was so busy playing practical jokes on everyone that he didn't have much time for his studies. So his grades were not very good, and his behavior landed him in detention quite often. When Wendell was old enough to apply to the Hilda Broomhead Academy, the most prestigious preparatory school in the land, he assumed the headmaster would see his brilliance and cleverness and would, of course, want him as a Broomhead student. But when Wendell got his letter of rejection from Broomhead, he was furious. He became very angry at both the school and his classmates who had been accepted. Seething as he watched them celebrate, he swore he would have revenge for what he saw was a terrible injustice. Wendell plotted his revenge. After the last finishing touches were put on his costume, he looked at himself in the mirror, very pleased by his new identity. Wendell knew he had the perfect plan to ruin his classmates' freshman year at Broomhead and make sure they ended up as miserable as he was. Dressed as a mysterious wizard, he would visit the school and work his magic. First, he would target William, a bright young man who excelled in all of his studies at Broomhead. As William grabbed his books from his locker and shut it closed, the Worry Wizard appeared and whispered, "Maybe your locker didn't lock when you closed it. You should check it to make sure." William only got a glimpse of the Worry Wizard before he was gone, but he thought maybe he should listen to what he had just said, to be on the safe side. So he checked his locker as the Worry Wizard had suggested and found that it was, indeed, locked. Poor little Elizabeth was next. Elizabeth was a gifted musical student who hoped her years at Broomhead would further her musical talents. One day, as Elizabeth came out of the girls' bathroom, the Worry Wizard whispered to her, "Maybe you need to wash your hands a little more. You may have missed some germs that could make you sick." Then Elizabeth saw someone in blue dash away. Strange, she thought, but maybe he is right. Maybe I didn't wash enough. Elizabeth went back into the bathroom to wash some more. Harry, a top athlete, was the next target. While Harry was working on his homework, the Worry Wizard suddenly appeared and whispered over his shoulder, "That letter L there looks crooked. I think you need to rewrite it." "What? Who are you?" asked Harry. But before he could turn around, the Worry Wizard was gone. Harry looked at his writing and thought, "Yes, I do suppose that letter could be a bit neater." He got out his eraser and made the correction. So pleased with how easily the Worry Wizard could get his former classmates to worry about any old thing and obey his orders, Wendell kept at it. He made Mary worry that something bad might happen if she didn't flip the light switch 3 times. He made Lucy worry that she would be uncomfortable all day if she didn't wear certain socks. And he made Aaron worry that He hadn't really understood what he had just read, so he would have to go back and read it again. Little by little, the worry wizard got his former classmates to worry more and more, and to do more and more things to stop worrying. William began to check his locker so many times that he was late for class on several occasions, and when he did get to class, he often spent the whole class worrying that maybe he had left his locker unlocked, despite having checked many times. Elizabeth washed her hands so many times that they were red and raw, and Harry spent so much time rewriting his homework that he was only getting a few hours of sleep each night. The poor chap was sent to the principal's office when he fell asleep at his desk. Wendell's plan was working splendidly. He couldn't have been happier. Pretty soon, his classmates would be spending so much time worrying they wouldn't be able to keep up with their studies at Broomhead and would be asked to leave. It was such sweet revenge until one day William, Elizabeth, Harry, Mary, Lucy and Aaron were all in the library studying after school. Noticing how exhausted they all were, Elizabeth asked if anyone had noticed a strange man lurking around with a long blue robe and tall hat. "Yes," said Harry. "He looks like a wizard, right?" "Yes, I've seen him too," said Aaron, "and he keeps telling me to read things over and over again." Harry chimed in, "Yes, he keeps telling me to rewrite my letters, and now my homework is taking all night." The classmates all shared their stories with each other. They wondered who this mysterious wizard really was, and why they all felt they had to listen to him. "I wonder what would happen if we stopped listening to him," exclaimed Lucy. "That sounds a little scary," said Mary. "What if something bad really does happen if I don't listen to him?" "But what if he is really just a big fake?" asked William. "I think we need to try ignoring him and see what happens." They all agreed that the way they were feeling was so bad that it was worth calling the worry wizard's bluff, even if it meant their worries might come true. The following day, when the worry wizard told William to check his locker, William quickly turned around and pulled off Wendell's tall pointed hat. He said, "I don't know who you are, but I'm not going to listen to you any more." Stunned, Wendell ran away as fast as he could. Although he was very confused and no longer had his hat, Wendell couldn't resist trying to make Elizabeth go back and wash her hands again as she walked out of the girls' bathroom. As he tried to whisper in her ear, Elizabeth whirled around and pulled off his long beard. She said, "I don't think you are a real wizard, and I am not going to listen to you any more." Wendell was stunned. He thought, "What is happening? Why have they stopped listening to me? I will just have to try harder." But as Wendell tried and tried to get his classmates to listen, one by one, they refused and continued to dismantle his wizard's costume until finally Wendell's true identity was revealed. His old classmates laughed as they saw that it was only Wendell under all that get-up. And from that point on, they all vowed to never let Wendell or any other worry wizard tell them what to do. It has been many years since Wendell tried to fool his classmates at Broomhead into believing he was the Worry Wizard. But he is still up to his old tricks, trying to make girls and boys all over worry and do what he tells them to do. If you listen to him, he knows he has you in his grip, and he will stick around for a long time. But if you tell him to get lost, eventually he will lose all of his power, and his true identity will be revealed. And more importantly, you will be able to stop worrying so much.